I just saw, we came across this tonight, was Arman Tsarukyan turning down fights after not making weight, basically not weight, or pulling out of a fight at 2 a.m, which everyone led to believe that he just couldn't make the weight and it wasn't going to be a title fight. So he didn't want to fight, basically. If it's not going to be for the title against Islam, I may never get back here. I want to fight him for the title. Obviously, Dana was not happy about that. And what do you think this means? Like, his loss is he has a loss to Gamrot. They offered him the Gamrot fight. I believe, you know where the location of that was, George? But I think it was it was a main event fight, John, saying, hey, this is one of your losses. Get that fight back.
Oh, I know where this fight was. They were asking him to fight.
Yes.
Abu Dhabi.
Okay. So here's my thing. They're giving you a main event fight. I know it's against a guy that you lost to, but his response was, why would I'm number one? Why would I fight down to number 10 and give this guy a gift?
A guy that's been fighting and has multiple losses now.
Yeah. But that's fine. You can say whatever you want. John, when you get to being champion, this is what I have to deal with then? You're not even champion yet. I got to deal with this. If you're Dana White, if you're the UFC, if you're Hunter Campbell, don't be surprised. Like, Mokaev was a fantastic fighter, just had a great fight in Karate Combat. Got a great win. Great push kick up the gut or right in the gut. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Gets a win on the feet. They didn't want to deal with him anymore. He's too difficult. They are now in a position, I believe, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, John. I believe they're in a position now to tell everyone to fuck off. If you don't want to fight here, then go away. Go fight somewhere else and see how that works out. There's nowhere else to fight, you guys. Just, you sign the contract, fight the fight. It's throwing me off right now because when they talk about Dana White privilege, I never had that, but I'm simply saying that there's something about these new generation of fighters. It's not as if all your fights are exciting. Not every single person. I'm not saying that about Arman Tsarukyan. He's normally has really great fights.
True.
Fun fights. Yeah. But look, if it's just not, they're not cut the same, John. These fighters are not cut the same. It's like comparing the 90s basketball to this generation's of basketball. It's just not the same.
I'm going to say this in the kindest way I can. Whoever is helping Arman with his business affairs needs to really freaking get their game together, because just one mistake after the other, let's be honest, you are not putting yourself in a position where people are going to want to even have you. And if you think, this is where the problem will be, if you think you are so important that you are the one that's going to be able to just decide, I'm going to turn down fights. First, I'm going to walk out after all the marketing that is done on a world title fight. Okay. Now, if you were hurt, you were hurt. Mm-hmm. Again, I've heard otherwise, but if you were hurt, you were hurt. So, okay, you had to leave that, but you walked out on that. Do you realize the amount of money that you cost that promotion? Okay. You cost that promotion just in the marketing that they put into it. There is millions of dollars that go into advertising and marketing. So you cost them that. Okay. Now they want to put you in another fight and you're going to sit there and go, no, I'm going to turn that down. I'm not doing that fight. The UFC for their entire, business life has had this ability to sit you on a bench. And I'm telling you right now, you're a young man and you've been a fantastic fighter, but you're 28 years of age and they're going to sit you on the bench until you're 29 years of age. And that's a moment of time in your career that you should be fighting. Josh, you talk about this all the time. I should have been fighting more.
Yeah.
And that is the time that you should be fighting. You should be getting fights, showing people you want me, you need me.
You and want what he's me doing, on that wall. You need me on that wall.
That's exactly it. You've got to have it to where they'll put up with this bullshit because of what you bring. But when all you bring is problems, they're going to sit there and say, okay, have a nice seat. And you're letting your career just sit there and just fall apart for no reason.
Yeah, you don't want to lose a year at 27, 28 years old. That year is so important because you're already building. You're at the title. Like
you've done the hard work.
Yeah, let's be honest. You can beat all these guys. You can beat them all on any given night. You can beat them. When we talk about what separates the champion from the rest of from the top 10, it's like basically less than a percentage point. It's whoever shows up that night and has a better performance. And that's really what it comes down to. The other thing is, this is with him. I'm only talking about with Tsarukyan.
Yeah.
It comes from money. It's not the same, John. Like
when
you have, it's funny because I tell this story all the time. When when Joe called me about fighting, he said, "Hey, you're fighting for the title, fighting Anthony Pettis for the title." I'm like, "Oh, this is great." Calls me later, says, "Hey, Anthony's out, he's injured. We want you to fight the Russian kid, Ruslan Kabalov." And he wasn't. He was. I think he was ranked number 15, or he was right outside the rankings. And I was like, "Nah, I'm good." I said, "I'll take. Give me anybody in the top 10. Give me anyone in the top 10." I said, I prefer top 5, but give me anyone in the top 10. He got all in a big hissy and a rant and everything like that. I was like, "Hey, I made a lot of money in Strikeforce, and I just did well, like with this fight with the bonuses and stuff. Go ahead. I'll just sit." And literally like a week later, he calls me with the Benson fight. That having money is being able to save your money, have money on the understand. Once you can tell the promotion, like, I'll be good for a while. They'll make a like, "Hey, I just want a better fight." That's all.
See, but it's different. It's different what you're saying when you're sitting there saying, "I'll take anyone within the top 10."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're giving them 10 choices. It's not like you're sitting there saying, "I'll take anyone in the top 5," which now limits a lot because they've already have a couple of those fighters that are fighting each other, and so really, you're limiting them to 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
That's not easy for them to do, and sometimes they have no ability to do it. So if you sit there and say, "Hey, give me someone top," when you're sitting there saying, "Oh no, that this is a person in the top 10, but I don't want to fight him," why would you not want to fight a guy that beat you?
Yeah.
Why would you not want to get that back?
Yep. Well, there wasn't just like in my situation, it was more. I said, "Hey, I'll take anybody in the top 10," but like, go ahead and give me somebody that, like, I was scheduled to fight RDA. And then they gave me the Pettis. He's like, "Hey, actually, we're going to swap you out, give RDA to somebody else, and and this and that, and then you're going to fight Pettis for the title." I was like, "All right, great." Then the fight fell through, and I was like, "Can I have RDA back?" I was like, "Can I get RDA back?" And he's like, "No, he's already matched up. Sorry, can't. We already swapped him. We swapped you out, put him in." I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "Man, I want that fight back then instead," because I had a lot of respect for RDA, man. He's a dog. I was looking forward to it. I think he ended up fighting. I think Eddie. I think is who he fought.
No, he fought Eddie when he was the champion.
No, that's right. That's right.
Because you got to figure Pettis was beaten by RDA. Mm-hmm. RDA became the champion, beating Pettis right in that time frame. So then he lost to Eddie. Got it.
Anyways, but anyway, I took a look at that and I thought to myself, is it because you come from money? You're like, "Look, I can just do what I need right now. I'm good. I'm happy. I can just wait. There's no panic for me. My family has money. Basically I have money now because of that. Cause I've been successful inside the cage. I understand calling your shots. I probably wasn't the easiest fighter to deal with. This is why I probably didn't fight as much as I should have. I had goals, but I always told the promotions, give me somebody that's around me. I don't care if they're behind me. I don't care if they're in front of me, but give me somebody that's around me. Don't try and disrespect me by giving me someone that's not ranked in the top. Get to understand, I spent most of my career, John, in the top 10 in the world, out of like Sherdog rankings, MMA fighting rankings, whatever it was. So it was always like, give me somebody, that has a little bit of name recognition, and I'll take it. I didn't care. But, when we were in Strikeforce, it was hard to come by those guys because they were all wanted to be in the UFC. So I got whoever we could get. Dwayne Ludwig became available. Nam Fan at the time was making a run, it kind of rise. He wasn't really in the top, but he was talked about a lot. So there was a lot of social media around him at the time when social media was kind of just coming around. Anyways, all that being said, when you got guys like Arman Tsarukyan, you got someone like you lost to with Gamrot, you got to take that fight. Plus, you're going to be the main event. It just makes sense.
This is not in no way am I putting Arman Tsarukyan down as fighter. He's unbelievable.
Yes.
He is fantastic. And, I just look and go, it's like either you're getting bad info from people or you're just not making smart decisions about, look, this is a give and take. You can't just always have things your way. Sometimes you got to give a little. And this is okay. This is a give a little, but it's also you're getting a shot at someone that put a blemish, and he only has what three losses on his record.
Yeah, I believe
Gamrot, freaking Makhachev, and one other. I mean, you're getting a shot to put it back. That's what everyone wants.
Well, this is when I talk about staying active. Like, I wish I would have fought more. This is what I'm talking about. I waited around sometimes for guys.
Yeah.
And just really, I go back. I'm like, damn, I could have made more money. You know, he's getting paid well. You could have made more money and find a guy that you know that you can out wrestle or can wrestle with toe to toe. And I think you can outstrike him. We saw it in the last fight. You were able to outstrike him. I thought he just didn't. He lost positioning at some points. I actually thought Arman probably won that fight. It was very close.
It was close.
It was very close.
Yeah.
But it was a great fight. I'd love to see that fight ran back. He doesn't want to lose to a 10 guy, or at least he has that in his mind. And if you're thinking like that, then you're not ready for the title either.
No.
So, well, hopefully we get to see him back in the cage because he's a fantastic fighter. He's one of the more exciting fighters in the sport right now.
And he's going to be around for a long time. At least he should be.
Little baby.